Okay, we're back over here at the Shelby American booth again with Gary Patterson, president of Shelby American. Thanks for hopping on camera again. But I wanted to ask him, so since they have all, the whole lineup here, right? They have the Shelby trucks, but specifically we're talking about the Mustangs, the GT350 over there, the GT350R, and then the Super Snake. I just want to get an idea from Gary, like how would you describe what each one of these vehicles now are targeting? Because they're very distinctive, some of them, like the R, the track focus model, but what do you think would describe like a GT350 customer versus someone who wants to get into a Super Snake? Like what's differentiating them a lot?
Right, so there's a lot of difference in content, okay? There's a lot of difference in price. So content, price, and so forth. The 350 is going to be an awesome car, okay? It comes just over 100,000, about 110. When we looked at the original GT350 customers over the last decade, one of the things that we heard from them is, we love this car, we love its tractability and things like that, but it would be good in today's market to have more than 526 horses. So there's a lot of similarities in that car. We've updated it with the new S650 design, but custom wheels and tires, and Michelin's, were really big on Michelin's, and the wing and the ductile spoiler. When you look at that, you see a Shelby. It's got its own unique aluminum hood. You can't buy that thing anywhere else. And you'll see that through our whole product line, is we put on parts where you can't buy that hood. This is Super Snake right here. This is a Super Snake, but you can't buy this hood. You can't buy this fender from anybody else. You can't buy that grill. You can't buy that splitter. These wheels are magnesium wheels, Shelby spec magnesium, the wing and so forth. So you get the idea. But that is for your guy. It's very similar to the last generation GT350 customer. You can drive it every day. Yeah. It's a great car, but it's got a little more juice under the hood. Actually, quite a bit more juice. About 270 horses.
Let me ask you this question then. Okay. For like upgrades though wise, I noticed this has a wide body kit up front, right? The 350 doesn't have it. Right. What upgrades are you getting with this, with the higher price tag, that differentiate it versus like the GT350?
Right, so it's a little different flavor once again. So you get this Shelby Super Snake spec hood, okay? So this is an aluminum hood. These are carbon fiber fenders designed specifically for this car. And this is what we debuted last April at Barrett-Jackson in Palm Beach. Okay, but you also see functional stuff. When you look at all this stuff, fender, this is all functional stuff.
You had to widen out the front bumper, right, to do that?
Yeah. Well, this you just pull it out basically.
Okay.
Okay, but it's our own front fascia. Anyway, but this is more of the street bruiser car. It's a lot more content. It's a higher price point. All those kind of things. But what we're seeing too is with the Shelby, you keep that resale value. You can even make money sometimes, right? But that's what this is. Very exclusive car. We build a couple hundred of these, not a couple thousand. So this is also, you show up with this car, it's a very special car.
And another differentiator too, right, is these get the magnesium wheels versus the 350, doesn't it?
Exactly. Okay. So a very different wheel package, very similar, tires, but this is a square package, we call it. This is 305s all the way around.
Oh, really? Yeah. Wow. So that's good for the track. You can swap them around, right?
Yeah.
We're going to interrupt this video real quickly for a quick commercial for Speed Phenom Film, our state-of-the-art PPF car wrap, ceramic coating, and window tinting studio here in the beach of Carlsbad, California, right above San Diego. If you have a new Mustang or other vehicle and you want to get it paint protected with a clear film to shield the paint from any hazards on the road, especially for you track-owned enthusiasts who want to protect your paint, make sure to give us a call at 760-496-8607 or email support at speedphenomfilm.com. Also, if you prefer Instagram, give us a DM at Speed Phenom Film. Protect your investment so you can enjoy it. Anyways, back to the video.
Rotation, track.
And this has more horsepower too, right?
More horsepower. It's also available in either a manual or an automatic.
How would lap times compare, do you think, this versus GT350?
Okay, this is going to be a little faster. Okay. Right? It's more power. It's got a little better suspension. It's got better wheels, bigger brake system. So this is clearly a more premium, faster car, but it also comes at a price point.
Do they have the same cooling, both of them?
A little different cooling as well. Okay. And it's the same basic head for the supercharger, but it's a different throttle body and a few other components that gives us just a little bit adjustable caster camber plates and things like that. So this is kind of the next step, right? And then we can talk about the R. You guys, you just looked at the R.
Watch that video.
And you can say, okay, watch that video.
Yeah.
But that's a really different car. And when we did the GT350 and 65, as I talked about in the other one, there was certainly a content change between the 350 street car and the R. Well, this one is one that's still pretty much a race car, but you can drive it on the street. It has air conditioning and a radio and those things. However, it's much more track focused. The suspension is really the same stuff that we're going to use in Trans Am. Its brake system is an Alcon brake system. It's the same one we're using in Trans Am. The wing, instead of this wing, is going to be Trans Am spec. So a lot of those things are more focused for that car, and that's 36 cars. Very, very exclusive, very collectible, and we're hoping people run those, drive those.
That'd be good.
And you know, one of my friends is talking about running like the Ultimate Street Car Challenge or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Really cool. So we want people to get out and enjoy them, but also a highly collectible car.
Well, hey, perfect. Thanks again for hopping on camera to answer those quick questions, because I was curious seeing the lineup now. It's very filled out. You got a lot of different things. And,
stop by anytime.
I'm curious to see how it stacks up against the GT350. He said it's going to be significantly, a little bit faster at least, and it starts at about $50,000 more, so $166,000. New cars these days are getting more expensive, I will tell you that, and that makes it right about the same price category as a Z07 Corvette Z06, I would say, because my Z06 was $175, and with California sales tax like $186, something like that. So this is pretty close to that, with sales tax even closer. It does have that raised ducktail rear spoiler with the Shelby logos put on it, with that adjustable rear wing. The magnesium wheels are a cool touch, again, just like the GTD, and I love the short throw shifters with the Shelby looking interior package. There's a lot here to it. Hopefully we get a chance to test it out. We've tested out all the other Shelby models, and I like how they're going much further these days to push the limits of what they've done in the past. They're pointing out a lot how their design language is very cohesive now. When you look at a Ford Shelby truck and then a Shelby Mustang, they have that design all around, where when you look at one, you can tell instantly, oh, that's a Shelby. You look at a truck, that's a Shelby, right? And to point it out, they all have this uniform grille design with like the honeycombs, and then this bar that's raised up that pretty much follows the body lines all the way out and around on each of the vehicles. Like right here again, you see that bar right there on the front grille. Let's zoom into the GT350 up there. Do you see that bar? Right there, goes up to the center of the grille and back down. So they're trying to keep a cohesive language all together, especially with having the Shelby logos and the badging all over the place. You're always going to see the word or name Shelby somewhere on one of these vehicles, except they missed an opportunity to put it on the wing. It's pretty scratched up though. Be more careful. Other than that, on the door, the wheels, the fenders, it says Shelby everywhere. So everyone's going to know you're driving a Ford Shelby. So please let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Which one would you choose? The GT350, the GT350R, the Super Snake? How about the Code Red? I remember that car from a few years ago. Is it here? Probably one sitting around. The 1,000+ horsepower Shelby Mustang that Shelby built. And that was like a drag racer. It's crazy, right? There's a lot of different ones out there. I just like seeing how involved they're getting, and they want to get more involved in racing. That's always a good thing to see. And when brands lose that racing spirit, I feel like they lose a lot of that heritage and that overall passion. You get a lot of passion going to the track, and that gets delivered, hopefully, into these street vehicles. If you enjoyed watching this video, please hit the like button or sound me out, and subscribe for much more great content coming out your way. While you do that, hit the notification bell, and so you're up to date with all the new videos the second I post them. Thanks for watching again, and I'll see you in the next episode.